Hello, Accelerated Math 6-7 students. This is Mrs. Nelson. We are working in Module 6, and this is going to be Lesson 9. And Lesson 9 is called Summarizing a Distribution Using a Box Plot. Okay? Sorry, I was a little bit flustered thinking about something else. Summarizing a distribution using a box plot. Okay? And like I said, this is Lesson 9. And our goal for today we will construct box and whisker plots to represent data distributions. And you learned about that a little bit yesterday with the IQR. The question that I want you to be thinking about is, what about a data distribution does a box and whisker plot show? Okay, things to know. Box and whisker plots are created by taking the information from finding the IQR and drawing a box around the data points. Okay. So in yesterday's lesson, we learned how to find the IQR. Now we're going to learn how to represent it. So this lesson kind of goes along with the IQR. So follow the steps for finding quadrant 1, quadrant 2, and quadrant 3. The box is formed from quadrant 1, quadrant 2, and quadrant 3. The whiskers are formed by drawing a connecting line from the box to the lowest point and from the box to the highest point, which is what I showed you yesterday. So let's go over this one more time. So this is our median of our data set. Okay, so our median of our data set, if you remember correctly, is Q2. Okay, lower quartile is Q1, upper quartile is Q3, and then this is the smallest number in the data set, and it's actually called the minimum. So if you could write that right here, min-imum. It is the minimum number of data in the data set. This number over here is actually known as the maximum. Maximum. And the reason why it's known as the maximum is because it's the largest number in the data set. And you need to know those words. Okay? So, again, let's go over the parts. The minimum is also known as the lower extreme. The lower quartile is Q1. The median is Q2. The upper quartile is Q3, and the upper extreme is also known as the maximum. We use the words maximum and minimum more than lower extreme or upper extreme, okay? And those are the parts of a box and whiskers. The box is right here, as you can see, and the box always has the median in the middle. And when I say the median in the middle, I don't mean in the middle of the box, but the box goes around the median, so it's inside. So the box encloses the median. That's a better way to say it. And then the whiskers, they look like whiskers coming off of a cat, okay? The whiskers go out to the lowest data point and the highest data point. So the name is very fun, a box and whisker plot, because you put a box around the median, and then you take whiskers out to the lowest point and whiskers out to the highest point, okay? So now what I want you to do is, looking at this diagram, we are going to tell some information about it. So, the box and whisker plot parts. So what do we know as the minimum? The minimum is the smallest data point in a data set. Good. Lower quartile, that's Q1. Okay, and what lower quartile represents is the median of the data points below the median. Okay, all right. The median is exactly what it is, Q2, and it is the middle data point of the data set. Okay. Upper quartile is Q3, and it is the median of the data points above the median. Okay. And last one, maximum, is the largest data point in a data set. Okay? And so now you know all of the vocabulary words that go along with box and whisker plots. Okay? Another name that they also call it sometimes is just a box plot, so don't get confused by that. If they're talking about a box plot, it's the same thing as a box and whiskers plot. Okay, so the reason why they sometimes just call it a box plot is typically when you're just focusing on the IQR, because you don't need the whiskers at all when dealing with the IQR. And so the IQR only comes from quartile 1, quartile 2, and quartile 3. Okay? All right, so time to practice them, because boys and girls, these really are fun. Okay, and I want you to have a little bit of a practice so that you can see what we're going to do with it. Okay, time to get to school. The times in minutes for students in Mrs. S class have been put in order from smallest to largest and are shown below. 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, 8, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 22, 22, 22, and this is also a 22. It fell off the page. Okay. What is the value of the median time to get to school for students in Mr. S's class? So we're finding the median is what we're looking for. So remember, median is when you start at the highest and the lowest and you close in. So this one and this one, 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 this one and this one. Do you see why they have to be in numerical order? This one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one. Oh, and we're left with 2. So what are we supposed to do with them when we're left with 2? Add them together and divide by 2. So 12 plus 12 is 24, divided by 2 is 12. So our median for Mr. S's class is 12 minutes. Because remember, this is how long it takes kids to get to school. Okay, now it says, what is the value of the lower quartile? Okay, so remember, the lower quartile is the median to the smallest. So here we go. So this one and this one, this one. I'm trying to remember if we have to do that. Okay. So this one and this one, 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 and we are left with 8. So the lower quartile is 8 minutes. Okay, now we have to do the upper quartile. Ready? So this one and this one, 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 this one and this one. So we get 15 minutes. The minimum point, the smallest point of the data set, is 5 minutes. Oh, I spelled it wrong, sorry. Woo, minutes, sorry. And the upper, or maximum, maximum is 22 minutes. Okay, let's go back and put what we have. So this one up here, median, is Q2. Lower quartile is Q1. Upper quartile is Q3. Minimum, we're calling it minimum. Maximum is the maximum. And now we have all of the components to do a box and whisker plot. So it says, draw a number line to represent the data set. Make a box plot, a box and whiskers plot of the quartiles. Okay, so we have our number line, and I think we should count by 2s. So we're going to say 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Okay, so now we can do our 5 parts. So we know that the median was at 12, so we put a line at 12. That's the median. The lower quartile is 8, so we put another line of the 8. The upper quartile is 15, which happens to be in the middle of those two, so there's that. And now we put a box to enclose the median. Okay, so this is quartile 1, this is quartile 3, and quartile 2 always has to go inside the box. The minimum is 5, which happens to be about here. The maximum is at 22, which is here, and then you draw a whisker to connect them. Okay, so this is the minimum, and this is the maximum. Okay, and now, dun da da da, you drew a box and whiskers plot. If I challenge you, IQR, I want you, your challenge, and I'll be checking you when I check the notes tomorrow, I want you to find the IQR for this box and whiskers plot of the data set for time it takes to get to school. Okay? So, Pretty short lesson, pretty simple. Make sure numerical order, find the median of the lower, find the median of the upper, find the smallest point, find the largest point, and boom, then you draw a box and whiskers plot. Okay? All right, so going back to our goal for today's lesson, our goal for today's lesson was today we will construct a box and whisker plot to represent a data distribution. What about a data distribution does the box and whisker plot show? It shows you the various amounts of time, depending on which story you're using, the various amounts of time that show the middlemost range. Then you have the lowest and the highest to tell you what the actual range was. Okay? All right, so that's all that we have for today. See y'all tomorrow. Bye!